Welcome to Create a Wow Life. My name is Jessica Peterson. I am a real estate agent out in beautiful sunny Florida and the founder of Simply Wow Agency. I am excited to go ahead and reveal to you different ways you can wow people, your business, and you. Definitely, many of you have wowed me. If I can connect you with the right people, resources, house, or business, let me know. Are you ready to create a wow life? Don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Jessica Peterson here, real estate agent out in beautiful sunny Florida and a certified business coach. I always say it's simple. Wow, people, your business, and you. And today we are going to cover multiple topics. Hey, Lisa, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
I know today we're going to talk about a really hot subject, which is identity theft. It seems to be on the rise, unfortunately. Lisa, share with all of our listeners how many people are at risk to have their identity stolen right now today.
Well, there's still 1 out of 4 is what the Federal Trade Commission says will happen, and it is one of the hottest kind of white-collar crimes out there right now. Only getting worse, not better.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm really happy that you are here to educate all of our listeners, and we're going to do a series of different topics. So the first one we're going to talk about right now is ways people's identity can be stolen. So Lisa, can you educate us?
Yes, we have, with the program that we use, all the different areas, not just certain ones. I know there's a lot of programs out there, and a lot of them just do the financial and Social Security fraud protection, and we do all of it. So financial, you can definitely have your credit stolen, credit cards. One of the big ones is medical identity theft. So if you went into a doctor's office, a lot of times they keep your information there, and then you can have your benefits stolen or your information from a doctor's office. Social Security number, obviously that's a big one. People can steal that and go get a job in your name if they choose to. Then you're paying the taxes. Driver's license identity theft. Someone can recreate your driver's license and you can get stopped, pulled over, driving a stolen car. Those are some examples, but I think one of the biggest ones right now is people will take a little bit of all of those and put them together to make a whole new identity, and that's an identity theft that people aren't aware of right now. So for example, they would take your address, they would take my social security number, they would take somebody else's driver's license number and put them together and create a whole new person.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I didn't even know that exists. Okay, so everyone listening, don't forget to subscribe, click on the little bell down below. And now we're going to talk about, anti-bullying protection plan. Tell me more. I want to hear more about that, Lisa.
They are working right now with the licensed private investigators to work with parents and families on that. It's been happening a lot in schools right now where bullying is going on and people just don't know what to do, or they think they can't do anything about it. And so between our licensed private investigators and our attorneys, which we have that legal service as well, they have been providing families with protection and information specific to them that they will send out if something's going on.
Do you have any stories of success or anything, or any scenarios?
One, without, I guess, giving a lot of details, is a kind of a disabled kid that was told he could no longer ride a school bus, and for whatever reasons, and the parents right away went and called our attorneys to find out what was going on, and they were standing their ground. They just wouldn't let him ride the school bus. And one or two quick calls into our attorneys and the investigators, and the next day, after a written letter and some phone calls from them, they were able to ride the school bus. And so, it could be something like that that seems so trivial, but it's a really big deal to a kid and a family that just want to be normal and not have bullying. That I think it ended up being a certain kid or two on the bus that was bullying him to the point that the school bus driver just didn't want him to be on the bus anymore. So that was their way of handling it, was just saying, well, you can't ride.
But what about if your kid is being bullied by another kid at school? How can your identity theft plan, protection plan help with that?
They will, they monitor everything. The main thing right now is the social media. So a lot of the bullying happens on social media. Um, we've heard a lot of suicides, come from that, and a lot of just the kids have their phones all the time and they're on social media, and the kids are just nasty and mean and bullying online, and parents don't know that a lot. And so with our reputation and privacy management services right now, they're able to know and alert even the parents of what's going on with their kids' social media. So if there's something on there that somebody is saying that they shouldn't be saying, or they're bullying, that will alert the parents to the fact that that's happening. And then the parents can do something about it before it becomes a big issue.
That's really good to know.
Not only do they do like the alcohol politics, but they will alert you to any kind of bullying, language kind of thing.
That's awesome. So a parent will be alerted if there's any bullying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. So parents will be alerted if there's any keywords that'll pick up a bullying happening and taking place.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you, Lisa. What's your number again? If anyone wants more info, I know that they can go ahead and text you. Just text info to what number?
Yep, 970-214-5825. And just, text info, and I'll either give them a call or send them some information.
This is such a hot subject. We've covered how and ways people can steal your identity. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, you could have a warrant out there for your arrest, not even know it. You could have someone out there, medical appointments using your credit cards. There's so many different ways. I just met someone who had almost $30,000 taken out of their bank account. And now we're going to talk about privacy and reputation management. That is probably one of the hottest ones as well. Tell us a little bit more about that, Lisa.
Yeah, they're finding out that people are watching us, whatever we do, wherever we go. So there's apps that track your location a lot. There's those weird pop-up ads that come up when you're out looking for your shopping. Maybe you're wanting to buy your spouse something, and then you don't clear your browsing history, and then he goes online to do something, and now the same thing that you purchased pops up, and it's not a surprise anymore. So there's a lot of things out there that people are doing to track you and know what you're doing. And so our licensed private investigators put together a reputation score and privacy management where they're monitoring all of that. They're wiping that clean. They're helping you keep your privacy intact. And some of that just has to do with all the social media accounts, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. There was recently a big Twitter hack breach with a lot of the celebrities out there. And the person who took it, people who took it, made a lot of money. It's an interesting concept right now, but it's a lot of social media going on. So we will monitor for all of that. It's not just the bullying, but any language out there, any drug references, any alcohol, any politics, any religion, whatever you may not want on your social media, they will monitor for you and alert you to the fact that it's there, and then you can go on there and take it off.
So Lisa, what about, I know I mentioned earlier in the situation of someone took, my photo and went out there and started going in groups and collecting money from people. Does it monitor people that use my images or my name, anything of that nature?
Yes, it would. It would actually. It would monitor all of that. So it would alert you to the fact that your information is being used in whatever way.
And I'm very grateful that we're going to cover a series of questions. I have right down here 11 key questions to ask before you select the right identity theft protection plan. Is that correct, Lisa?
At least.
Yeah, at least. Yes, we don't want to overwhelm everyone.
Right.
So we'll get started with some of those questions. First one I want you to expand on is, are there limits to consultation? That's a really good question, because you would think you sign up for protection, it's unlimited. So just ensure, because some companies limit it. Is that correct?
Yes, some companies, they may say unlimited, or they have some sort of a guarantee with, they'll say that, but they don't exactly do what they say sometimes. So yes, you want to make sure that when they say unlimited service guarantee and consultation, that it really is no limit. And you can talk to the licensed investigators as long as you want.
Okay, perfect. The second question is to see if it covers just one credit card or all your credit cards. You want to discuss that question, Lisa?
Right. Credit card is really just the financial identity theft too, but I have run into a lot of people who have identity theft protection on just one credit card, and they think they're protected, but it really is covering just that credit card, and they're usually paying at least $9.95 per credit card to protect just that. So you really need to be careful when you pick something like that, that it's covering everything you need it to cover.
Okay, really good to know. So the next one, is there a credit score tracking? So is there a credit score tracking system that comes with it?
Yes, so we have credit score and credit report, and you can log in and see your credit score every time, whether it goes up or down, what's affecting that, and you can get your credit report as well.
And the fourth one I have is loss of wages or income. How much of that will be replaced?
Yes, so the program that we use is $1 million protection plan for lost wages, lost money, things like that that you might need help with. There may be some other programs that offer something, but it's not quite $1 million, and some of them don't offer any of that at all. So be careful of that as well.
The fifth question is there a limit to restoration or resolution?
And that actually is a really big one that a lot of people aren't aware of. The program that I use is restoration. So we offer private licensed investigators at no additional charge, 24/7, and they help you restore your credit and your name back to where it was before. So there's a huge difference between restoration and resolution, which resolution, a lot of times people will give you a resolution to do it yourself, and it just isn't the same. So it's nice to have the private licensed investigators to help you fix it all.
Love that. The next one, is there privacy and reputation management included?
Yes, and as far as I know, we're the program we use is the only program that does that. It's a fairly new service, but they will do the privacy reputation management services to keep your online identity and personal info private. So it's a lot more than just having those ads that pop up when you search. Sometimes that's pretty creepy. You know, you're searching for something and pretty soon an ad will pop up in that area. But we offer apps that track your location. You know, people are watching you no matter what you're doing and where you are. And so we offer protection against all of that. And we will give you a reputation score. So when you log on, you'll see what your reputation is. And what that means is we monitor for language and drug references and alcohol, politics. They'll let you know if you have a glass of wine on your Facebook image, and maybe you don't want it there. So they'll let you know that. One of the statistics is that 70% of employers research you before they hire you. So they go online, they look at you, and 57% report finding disqualification information. So then they don't hire you. So it's nice to clean up your social media. So if an employer's looking, you'll get hired.
That's good to know. I did have someone steal my identity on social media, and fortunately it got tracked. You know, obviously I'm a big fan of what you have, and stopped, right? Because they were out there scamming people for money. Okay, so is there an anti-bullying protection plan included? So that's another really good question, one I would have never thought about.
There is. Right now, that's happening a lot in schools. So people who have kids, sometimes they don't even know it. But our between the attorneys that we have as well and the identity theft specialists, they will give you anti-bullying protection and information. So if it's happening, you just let them know and they'll send that to you. Different ways to protect and help.
Okay, so I know we'll cover more of that later in another video about anti-bullying protection plan. The next one, retirement plan monitored. That I really like. I'll never forget when I got a letter that there was a box went missing during transportation of storage of all financial. Anyhow, make a long story short, mine was one of the lucky ones in a box that went missing in the move. So tell me more about the retirement plan monitoring.
It's a fairly new thing with our program as well, but they will, you kind of give them some of the information so they can monitor it, but they will help you if if your social's stolen, if your information's stolen. Mostly with 401k plans, you put in that information in Roth IRAs, that sort of thing is what they're looking at, and making sure that no one's taking your information and able to take the income from it.
Okay, and then I like this question. What are your hours of operation for support? Because what if it's like, midnight or 1 a.m. or Sunday, you find out your identity's stolen. So Lisa, why don't you share with us, the company you're with, what are the hours of operation?
Yeah, we're 24/7. So if you're having an issue, an emergency, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can pick up the phone and call one of our licensed private investigators.
Good to know. Another great question is there legal support?
There is, and we're as far as I know, the only program that does that as well. So a lot of times when you have identity theft happen, you need an attorney to help you get things off your credit report and help you work on that. And we offer a legal service that is nationwide with attorneys in all areas of law that will help you in those situations as well.
And a bonus is always to look at credit score tracking, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's another question to look for, is our credit scores tracking. I know yours has that. And then when you're looking at plans, ask, is this a month-to-month, an annual contract? I believe that's a really good question, especially in today's times. So the company you're with, is it annual contract or month-to-month?
There's no contract. So we are a month-to-month service, no contracts at all. I mean, if you end up not using it or not liking it, you can put it on hold, you can cancel it. Most people end up keeping it for a variety of reasons. So we offer a lot more than a lot of other programs, and we're less expensive, and then we have the attorneys as well. But yeah, you just need to really look at what it includes and what you're looking for. For example, I mean, if you have a medical issue happen, I mean, here in the city that I'm in, we had a big hospital that had a medical breach, and they ended up giving all their employees an identity theft service that didn't even cover medical identity theft. So, and people don't know that, so you just have to be careful and look at what kind of plan you have and what it covers.
And then another question is, does the plan cover individuals or family? So from my understanding, you cover both, right? You have both options. Why don't you tell us more about those options?
Yes, we do have both options. So if you're an individual, no spouse, no children, you can enroll in our program for either a 1 bureau or a 3 bureau plan, which means just Experian being the monitoring service, or you could have the Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And then if you have a family, and that includes a spouse and children, we also have the 2 different options for different prices depending on what you want. And that's kind of another good thing to look at is you can have as many kids as you want, 10, 12 kids, and they're all included with the same plan, where some of the other services out there, they think they're covering family, but usually they're covering just one child, or maybe it's one adult and not both. So you just have to be careful with that as well, who's covered.
What's the price range for the different packages you have for identity theft?
Yeah, individual 1 bureau is $11.95, and then it could go up to the family 3 bureau plan is $29.95. So the others are in between there, anywhere from $11.95 to about $29.95.
So if I was to want to have everything covered, my financial, social security number, the credit card, even criminal, right? I've heard of people being pulled over
Oh, no.
and,
Yes.
they discover they have a warrant out for their arrest. They didn't even know because their identity was stolen. So all those different areas as an individual, what would that package be? I want the whole shebang.
As an individual or as a family? Both?
Let's talk about both. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 3 bureau I think is the best as well because your credit bureaus could have different things on them that you don't know about. So if you do a 3 bureau individual plan covering all of that, it's $15.95. Or if you have a family and you want your spouse and any children covered, it's $29.95.
Wow. That's really, really affordable for offering
Yeah.
all of that. Okay. So tell all of our listeners, I know what I really admire about you, Lisa, is you're not high pressure. You're just here to educate. So what is your cell phone number that someone could just text info to and you will happily share with them more info? What's that? What's your number, Lisa?
Yep. It's 970-214-5825.
Awesome. Okay. I appreciate you, Lisa. I appreciate all of you listening. Have an amazing day. Have a wow day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.